Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to FTB Beyond here on the CreedCraft server. Thank you for joining me today and continuing to share your support for the series. If you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Well, this is the next day after filming or after recording the embers stuff, and it's already run out of embers. It's gone through three and a half stacks of ember crystals and probably about 4 or 5 stacks of ember shards as well. And I've also moved the ember bore a couple of times as well to try and gather up some more. But it doesn't seem to be any massive deposits of embers, and it slowly trickles through from the bedrock. And then this thing eats it up at a much higher rate. So I've come to the conclusion that enders isn't actually a sustainable thing. It has created us a lot of dawnstone. As you can see, I have put it all the way around on here. And inside I've put it down on the floor here, and it has also created how many more? Let's have a look. 2,702 blocks essentially, ingots overnight, and probably about, I suppose, 28 hours in total that it's done that in, which isn't bad. And it's been working constantly. I don't know exactly when this ran out. You can see all the gold ran out, so it uses more gold than it does copper, or only just though. That copper's nearly empty, and then there's no dawnstone here either. So yeah, dawnstone, it's okay to get a load of it in bulk as a kind of one-off thing, but I don't think that embers is really sustainable, which is a shame because I wanted these things down here to be working all the time, and it's just not something that you can do. I was hoping it was going to be a very slow burning fuel, but it's not. It's a massively fast burning fuel, and you actually use it up faster than you get it out of the ground. So there we go. Anyway, today we're going to be going on with something completely different. In my inventory here you can see we have a runic tablet from roots. We're going to be carrying on with roots today. I really enjoyed the stuff we did with roots, all the rituals and stuff, so we're going to be doing that. And if we have a look in here, one of the things I really want to do is, see if I can find it, is the otherworld stuff. So we're going to be having a look at some of the blocks in this and how to actually summon the guardian of sprites and different sprites and all sorts. So I'm going to have a read up, find out exactly what we're doing, and I'll be back in a minute. So let's have a read through this together then. Another world flowing through you. You have come to realise that the life force of this world is not entirely self-contained. Your energy has to be coming from somewhere, right? You have come to believe that when you channel life energy for your purposes, you are actually drawing small amounts of energy from a strange energy field that permeates all living things that you have dubbed the otherworld. You are still left with questions, however. How exactly does this plane affect the physical world you live in, and what else is there to know about it? Using more advanced rituals, you believe you may be able to tap into this field directly, but you do not know what you will find on the other side. Okay. And so, moving on, we have lesser sprites. Using the warped properties of an ender pearl, you have discovered a ritual that can lessen the gap between our world and the other world, allowing a small creature to pass through. The ritual requires 4 different flowers as essences, and here we can see the ritual kind of layout. We have the large major ritual circle, which we already have set up, and it's an ender pearl, redstone and a glowstone dust on the altar, and then the incense doesn't actually show here, but it's 4 different flowers as we could see. The lesser sprite you have summoned is a rather curious creature. You cannot comprehend what it is composed of, and it can phase clearly through solid matter. It is, however, vulnerable to your attacks. After attacking the creature, it will start to fly at you and occasionally accelerate to perform a dash attack in your direction. Okay, so this is an enemy. So I think the first one I will want to try and capture in a soul vial, and then the second one we will kill to find out what it drops. So we're going to do this twice. If you defeat one of these lesser sprites in combat, it will sink to the ground slowly, becoming darker. Attacking it again will destroy the sprite's physical form, but you believe there may be a means of healing them back to full health. After destroying a lesser sprite in this world, you may notice it dropping several strange leaves. If you let it live long enough, you may also notice it dropping them occasionally as it floats around. You believe these will be useful for various crafting purposes. Okay, so we can have one as a pet if we want. And if we don't attack it, then it won't attack us. So it's a neutral mob. Okay, so having one in a soul vial might actually be quite handy. We can get these kind of passively without, if we cage it, I suppose, and then put an absorption hopper in to collect up all the leaves. I wonder if we can name it so it doesn't despawn with a name tag, and then we should just be able to passively collect these over time. It'll be an interesting way of doing it, rather than just putting them into a spawner and trying to kill them off to be able to gather them. Might be a faster way to do it in a spawner, but it might be quite nice to have one as a pet. Have them flying around everywhere. And then we have the common sprites. Now that you've summoned a lesser sprite, we'll do this one later. We'll do the lesser stuff first, I suppose. So we'll have a look at that in a bit. Let's have a look at the lesser sprites first then. So heading over to our little druid grove over here. Deep in the woods. I've just created this little coppice here, which will be expanded over time. I may end up moving this somewhere. I'm not too sure where yet. I have a couple of ideas though. And it's been a long time since I've actually done any of these roots rituals. So I brought over a chest, so I can place a chest down, place everything we need in it. So I'm going to put the soul vials down for now. Actually no, I will halve these, I think. So we need 4 different colour flowers in the incense things around the side. So that one goes into there. Oh, you can only put one in at a time. Okay. So let's take all but one of them out. And that one. So we place that one into there, that one into there, and this one into that one. And now in the centre we will need, again, just one of each. Or one of each at a time, I suppose. I can't remember if you can do this just with full stacks, so I'm going to try it just to see whether it puts a stack on. No, it just puts one on, that's good. Suppose those 3 in the centre. We need to light these incense things. Okay, you can't do it with flint and blaze, so we'll have to grab a flint and steel. There's flint and steel. You'll light this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then with an empty hand, you shift and right click in the centre, which also activates my Ring of Loki. So shift click that again. I'm actually going to take off the Ring of the Aesir here so that I don't have that effect. Okay, so something's happened. Aha! Here it is. Can we grab it? Can we grab them? Yes, we can. Excellent. Soul vial with a lesser sprite in it. Okay, let's do that again. I'm going to grab a few of these, I think, or 2 or 3 at least. And then shift right click. These incenses last a few times each, so you don't need to put new incense in every time. You will see when the particle effects disappear, then that's when you need to put new stuff in. So where is it? Aha, there it is. Going through a tree. Come here, thank you very much. There's 2, we'll grab one more and then we'll kill one. So 1, 2 and 3, empty hand and right click, shift right click. So then we'll have 1 as a pet, 1 to experiment with, and 1 to put into a spawner. And we can test which way is best. whether you're best off gathering it all passively or actively by killing them in a spawner. Come on. Hello. Thank you. And then the last one. 1, 2, 3, and shift right click. No. Shift right click. Ah, these have run out. Okay. So we will grab one more of these. And that one. And then put one of these in each. And set them on fire. And then an empty hand. Shift right click. How many do we have? We have 3. Okay, we're killing this one. With this staff, I don't think it's going to take long. Although, I do want to grab my bow out, because I think it might be a bit easier with the bow, to be honest. There we go. So we got 3 of these otherworld leaves. Right. Okay, so let's see what happens with, if we just let one go. We'll come over here onto the empty field, so we've got more space to play with. So if we let this out, he's just going to kind of go through the floor and might end up disappearing. Actually, we might have just lost this one. Oh no, there he is. He's off. Hello. What's your name? We're going to have to name it if we want it. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to actually cage these because they do fly through solid matter. So we might be able to use some of the moonstone blocks, some of the ethereal blocks to actually cage it in. But if it's got the same kind of mechanics as some of the other ones that phase through rocks, or phase through material, then we won't be able to. So if we keep it alive for long enough, then it will start dropping these otherworld leaves. It seems to like to congregate around trees, or around the ritual circle. Ah, is it just around the ritual circle? It goes to there, and then just flies around here. So we might just be able to keep it around here, and put a absorption hopper somewhere over here. But we might want to name it, so it doesn't despawn. I don't know if it will despawn or not if we go away, so that'll be worth testing as well. I just want to see if it drops any of these leaves at all. How long you actually need to leave it. Oh, we'll leave that there, and we will read up on the next part of this. So we have common sprites. Now that you've summoned a small lesser sprite, you wonder if you can summon something a little bit more impressive. Using a lesser sprite, you can push a ritual even closer to the otherworldly plane. This ritual requires 6 incenses, each with each one a different overworld flower, as well as a lesser sprite near the altar. Okay, so this is a little bit different. We have the outer incense ones as well. We need an ender pearl, an otherworld leaf, and glowstone dust. Okay, so we have everything we need for that. And we're going to need a couple more of these incense braziers. So let's have a look what they are. We have no more available to us. However, it's a fairly simple recipe. I'm actually going to get, I think, 4 more. And we will place these down around here for symmetry's sake. This still hasn't dropped anything yet. And so we can't place these on top of there, which is a shame. So I'll place these behind here. I do have a mega torch around here, so these are just for lighting rather than for spawn protection. Put one there. And again, I like the symmetry of it all. And one behind there. Okay. So, we'll let you fly around for a bit. Actually, no, I do want to pick you up, I think, because we're going to have another one of these guys flying around, and I don't want to pick you up. No, I'll leave you there. You'll be fine. So we need ender pearls, otherworldly, and glowstone dust in the centre. And what colours do we have here? We have red, orange, pink and white. So I should have, if we go to Minecraft, this is all the vanilla stuff. Well, I left my miners on, my ore miners on, so I've got a ton of gold that I need to process now. And lots of other materials as well, probably far too much. I need to sort all that out. Wow, okay, yeah, lots. I'll do that off camera, that's okay. So let's have a look for other flowers. We have orange, we have pink, we have white, we have red. Anything else? We have some blue. I suppose that's purple. Is that purple or pink? Does it class it as? And not much else actually. Lilac, I think classes as either pink or purple. We have the 6 that we need. It'll be interesting to see whether it can use mystical flowers. So if I have a search for flower, because if we can use these mystical flowers, then it's nice and easy just to grab the colours. So I'm going to grab one of those, one of these, mystical grey, not a pure daisy, a cyan, a yellow, not the tall ones. Any of these are tall. Nope. Brown and a pink. Let's see if these will go in. Put these down the bottom. They do go in. That's probably, is that one? Yeah, because I started there. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. No, did I start here? Does that have something in it? Yes, it does. But these two don't. That's fine. So now if we click on these, that'll set that. And now we should be able to shift right click on here. Ah yes, Botania flowers do work. That's really good. So we definitely have all the colours we need, even if we go up to 8. So we don't need to worry about anything there. Okay, so where's this next one? Again, I want to grab this in a soul vial first of all. Ah, there he is. Hello. Thank you. And now we have a common sprite. So we can get 3 of these in total. Again, I'm going to capture 2 and kill 1. Come on, where are you? There we go. I'm going to keep the lesser sprite away for now because it is getting a bit confusing about where things are. And we should be able to do one more if we're quick. And shift. Ah. One of them ran out. Okay, I'm going to wait for these to run out. Put some more flowers in. And yeah, I'll wait for these to run out, so I'll be back in a minute. So I waited for them to run out because I wasn't sure which colour flower I put into each one. So I'm going to grab some more of these again. I don't need the Sakura saplings in there. So a lime, not the pure daisies either. Didn't mean to put them in. Right, a lime, a cyan, a pink, a grey, a light grey, a grey. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't want the endo flames either. I just grabbed all my Britannia stuff. And a light blue. So let's put these back in and we'll grab the last one and kill it off. There we go. So one in there. Has that still got something in it? No, right. There we go. I must have put 2 in at the beginning. And so now we can light all these again. And no valid ritual found. Maybe you can't use the Britannia flowers. So let's try this with 6 different colours of vanilla flowers. So there. Do it on each of the sides so I know exactly where they are. One on there. And then no valid ritual found. Let's have a read of the book again, see if we've missed anything. Because it worked once. Common sprites. Enderpearl, Enderleaf. Enderpearl, Otherworld Leaf and Glowstone Dust. In many ways, the common sprite is very similar to the lesser sprite, only bulkier. It will drop Otherworld Leaves, perform the occasional dash when attacking you, and float around aimlessly when it's not. It does seem to have a much higher amount of health, which doesn't matter for us, we're dealing tons. But we definitely have 6 different colours, but there's no valid ritual found. Let's gather these back. Let's just try this again. One of those, one of those, one of those. And there we go. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to try and troubleshoot this. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I've actually found out what it was. You actually need one of these lesser sprites flying around the area. We did have the recipe working properly. It was the right flowers. However, to get one of these guys out, you need a lesser sprite in the area as well. And we do have 2 in a soul vial here. So this is the one that I will end up killing. So I'm going to use my bow for this because it's a bit more accurate. And this is the one I want to kill. Okay. So there we got 3 Otherworld Leaves. I thought it was supposed to drop more than that, to be honest, but I don't want to kill this one because I want to get more of those in the end as well. So let's have a look at the next bit, now that we know what to do with that. So Runic Tablet and Otherworld, and now we get the greater sprites. If a lesser sprite enabled you to summon a common sprite, what will a common sprite be able to call for from the Otherworld? The ritual is very similar to the Call Sprite ritual, but it will require 2 lesser sprites as well as 1 common sprite nearby. Aha, so it's good that we actually managed to save some of them in the soul vials. This means that we can save them, we can release them whenever we want, and yeah, we'll be able to do the higher rituals better because we won't need to go through all the stages first. So it will require 2 lesser sprites as well as 1 common sprite nearby and 8 unique overworld flowers as incenses, and I do want to try the Britannia stuff with this. If we can use the Britannia stuff, it will make this so much easier because they are essentially infinite. The vanilla flowers are actually harder to come by than the Britannia flowers. So this one we need 2 lesser sprites, a common sprite, which we can do easily, some blaze powder, overworld leaf, and an ender pearl. So we do have some more soul vials, that's good. We'll be able to get 3 of these, so again we'll be able to get 2 in soul vials and we'll be able to kill off the last one of them. Actually no, let's see in here first of all, because we do have this Guardian of Sprites as well. And just before we get all of these greater sprites, I want to know how many we actually need to be able to summon this Guardian. During your exploration of the sprites and the overworld, you have noticed the occasional stray whisper in your head. Stray whisper in your head. You believe that the overworld is much more vast than you previously thought, with creatures far beyond your comprehension. You have designed a ritual capable of summoning forth a creature far stronger than anything you have summoned before. This ritual will require a whopping 12 unique overworld flowers as incense. Wow, okay. Well, so that's most of the Britannia stuff, that's alright. As well as the presence of 4 lesser sprites, 2 common sprites and 2 greater sprites. Okay, so we only need 2 of these greater sprites and we can get more of these. So we'll need 4 lesser, 2 common and 2 greater in total. You believe that it would be prudent to prepare for combat before activating this ritual. This needs a ghast tear, the overworld leaf and a diamond. We can see it all here. Hopefully get to this today as well. So let's get these greater sprites. We need blaze powder. Only got 3 blaze powder. That's all we need anyway. And get rid of that. And so we'll put these onto here first, so we know we've got all of that on. So now we can put these up there. And we need 12, wasn't it? How many was it? Greater sprites. 8 unique overworld flowers. Okay. That's just unique overworld flowers. So I do have enough here. Because we've got the 6 that we used before, 7, 8, and I do have some azure ones here as well. It said different colours for the first one, for the lesser sprites, but this one just says unique, so we should just be able to use all of these. So we have a blue orchid, a dandelion, pink tulip, orange tulip, red tulip, white tulip, allium, and lilac. And so that is all of these will be filled. And lit. Now I know I've doubled up on some colours here, so if this says invalid recipe, then we will need to grab another what is it? Yeah, some more Britannia flowers basically. So release 2 of those. We have 2 lesser spirits and a common sprite around. And yes, it does work. Excellent. So let's grab this first one. Where are you? Oh wow, you're big. So there's that one. Let's put these on as quick as we can, try and get 3 out of this incense. We'll get 2 of these greater spirits and then we'll kill one of them off for some more leaves. Thank you. Yes, we managed to get the 3rd one off. And so now this one, we're going to kill. Excellent. So we actually got 6 leaves that time, and a runestone. So now I think if we get a couple more of the lesser sprites and a couple more of the common sprites, actually no, we only need a couple more of the lesser sprites, so I'll gather them up and make sure we've got everything we need for the Guardian. So now I've got everything ready for the Guardian fight. Now this fight is going to be a lot easier than it really should be with Roots. As I've said before, Roots is a kind of early to mid game mod, and we are extremely end game within this pack now. And so I'm going to give this guy a chance. I'm not going to shoot it straight away. I want to see what it's like, I want to see what it looks like, I want to see how it flies around, and I want to see how hard it hits me. I'm going to punch it a few times, stuff like that. Not necessarily kind of play with it, but I'm going to give it a fighting chance at least, and then I'll just finish it off in one shot with the bow, I'm pretty sure, at least anyway. If it takes more than one shot with a bow, I will be surprised. Hopefully it's kind of like the fight in Britannia, the Gaia Guardian fight in Britannia, which was actually quite a challenge the first time I did it. I didn't know what to expect, and I really enjoyed that fight. So let's see how hard this thing is. I have everything in my inventory here. I have 12 different Britannia flowers. I've tested this with the lesser sprite, and we did test it with a common sprite before, and they do work, which is good. And one of the benefits over using vanilla flowers with this, using the Britannia flowers, is that they actually, with middle click on, they actually go into the inventory, or with auto refill on, they actually go into your inventory slots once you use one. So we can just come through here with a single inventory slot and not have to worry about refilling what we're doing, and that should be them all. Is the one in this one? Aha, we missed a green one. There we go. So now we can go around. Actually no, I'm not going to light any of this yet because I want to get everything else sorted. So in the centre we're going to place an ender pearl, a ghast tear and an otherworld leaf. And then we're going to need to let all these guys out. Again, these auto refill into the inventory slot, so we're going to do these one at a time. We've got 4 lesser sprites here, 2 common sprites and 2 greater sprites. So we're just going to let these all out. Oh, okay, they don't actually come out, so we will need to do these like this. We've got the common sprites, and there's the common sprites, and then the greater sprites here as well. So this guy is going to be bigger than these, and these are quite big anyway. Aha, we have a leaf. Oh no, that's one on the altar. Okay, so now all of them are flying around. We can light the incense. And now all the incense is done. We can right click on here. No valid ritual found. No! What's wrong? Are these all lit? Yes, they are. They're all definitely different colours. Definitely different flowers. And we have all of the correct sprites around. Make sure. We have 4 lessers, 2 commons and 2 greaters. Oh, it's a diamond! Ah ha 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 ha. That one goes in, that one goes in. Need to grab a diamond quickly before the incense runs out. That one goes in there. Now shift right click. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this guy's like. We'll come up onto a tree here. Ooh, wow. Wow. That thing's amazing. Ooh, okay. Okay, he's just... Where's he going? Does he hurt that much? He does push you quite a lot. God, he flies for miles. Okay, let's just punch. Okay, I do want to kill this guy now because he's just going to fly like crazy. Okay, he takes more than one hit with this. That's good to know. Takes 2 hits with the Draconic Bow. Okay. He's still attacking me. Do I need to finish him off again? Okay, so these are... Oh, these are greater sprites, okay. So when he dies, he actually breaks down into 2 greater sprites. So what did we get from that? Wow. 10 Otherworld Essence, 31 Otherworld Leaves, 5 Runestones, and a Charm of Illusion. So let's see what these are. Let's go into Fly Back, first of all. So I'm just hoping these guys haven't despawned. No, they're all still here, that's good. I love these guys, they're amazing. God, just having these flying all over your face would be really cool. I wonder if we can name them as well. That'll make sure they don't despawn. Right, so this is the component illusion. The Charm of Illusion can be found as a drop from very powerful sprites. It can be substituted for petal dust in an imbuer or an imbuing ritual. Okay. When cast as a spell, it will make the caster invisible to mobs, preventing them from realising the player's presence for about 10 seconds. Okay, so not amazing, to be honest. Then we have... So that's the component illusion. So if we do this fight multiple times, then we can get evocation, conjuration and restoration. So evocation, Charm of Evocation can be found as a drop from powerful sprites. It can be substituted for petal blah 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 blah. When cast as a spell, it will create a homing projectile that homes in on nearby randomly chosen target besides the caster. I wonder if that includes friendly people as well. Doesn't seem to recognise between friend and foe within that. So that'll be interesting. Conjuration, bridging the gap. Blah 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 blah. When cast as a spell, it will create a line of blocks coming out of the block you target, but will decay over time. Okay, so this is similar to the Rod of the Bifrost in Britannia, which is really nice. And the blocks in this do look really cool as well, so I'll show you those in a minute. And then finally Restoration. When cast as a spell, it will repulse all nearby hostile mobs, removing potion effects from the caster and grant brief but strong resistance to damage. We are essentially impervious to damage, so that's okay. Remove potion effects, we get all of those taken off us as well. And repulse all nearby mobs, kind of like an interdiction torch. That's quite cool anyway. So you can see how with a kind of mid-game mod, that fight was very interesting. It sent us right out into the middle of the snow biome there. What else do we have here? We have an Ancient Hourglass, Spellweaver Lance, Projectile Lance, Spirit Conduit and Spirit Font. I kind of want to have a look at this Spirit Font. Spirit Font is a device that allows you to keep sprites together for long periods of time. Aha! It will gather energy from its environment and release it to sprites to keep them comfortable in their physical forms. Once energized, sprites will hang around the font waiting for more. Okay, I imagine we will have to feed this with something every so often. It will probably be automatable. So vines, oak leaves, Otherworld leaves, oak leaves, runestone block. Let's create functional spirit fonts, you will need two things: water and plants. The amount of water around the base of the font determines its energy capacity, and the plants around it will determine the rate at which it charges. Rarer plants, like flowers, will heighten the rate of charge. Once the font reaches full charge, it will release its energy. A good starting pond will likely not need to exceed about 10 blocks of water. Okay, so we need to create a little font, a little water feature to put the font in. That'll be a nice little building exercise to do for that. Yeah. And then the spirit conduit. While a spirit font allows you to keep a bunch of sprites all together, the spirit conduit will allow you to move sprites around. Like the spirit font, it will emit bursts of energy to nearby sprites and call the sprites over to its position. Unlike the fonts, these bursts contain no energy for the sprites, serving only to tell them where to go. Sprites obey fairly simple rules for movement. They will hover above the ground. They'll hover around their current target block until somewhere else pulls them, essentially. They also cannot be pulled back to their previous target block. For greater control over your sprite's movements, you can use redstone to toggle conduits on and off. Okay, so you can have these running around channels. I want to grab these guys now because from what I've read from Matt, it seems like these will just die off and disappear. Come on, let's grab you, because having these in vials essentially gets rid of the need for those conduits. Come on. Two more. There's you, and you. Excellent. And so we have this overworld essence. Let's see if we can find out what the essence does. It seems like the essence is used for the ancient hourglass, the pixie stone, and for spirit blocks. So the ancient hourglass, an ancient hourglass will block one death. If you are killed with this hourglass in your inventory, the hourglass will shatter, leaving you at half heart, as well as freezing time for all nearby enemies for about 10 seconds. So this, for us now, because of Draconic Evolution, is useless for us, but very nice in a 1.10 game. I think 1.11 brought out the what was it called? The Evokers one. That does the same. It's like a little statue. Can't remember what it's called now. So the next one is the Pixie Stone. Pixie Stone will allow you to perform an extremely fast air dash forwards. You can control your motion whilst dashing, but the use of your stone will quickly drain your terror. If you land whilst still dashing, you will avoid all fall damage, but if you run out of terror mid-flight, you will fall to the ground. Okay, so if you didn't have any kind of flight in the pack, this would allow you a short-term flight. And that one uses the Overworld Essence. It also uses a glowing runestone symbol. And then the spirit blocks, and this is... Again, I'm a builder, I love all the blocks in this game, and these look like some really interesting blocks we could use. So 4 leaves, some Overworld Essence in the middle, will create 8 of these Overworld blocks. Using Overworld leaves and Overworld Substance from the Spirit Guardian, you have created a glowing decorative block, can be crafted into slabs and stairs, will emit several particles, and will emit a light level equal to glowstone. Just like stone in the overworld, these blocks can be crafted into brick variants, which can then also be turned into slabs and stairs. Let's create some of those, see what they do look like. We've got plenty of... In fact, do we have enough to make a stack of this? We still have more of these. Put that in there. Yeah, I can get a stack of them. And we'll keep that for other times. And so these blocks, let's head over onto here. Okay, so we're semi-translucent, bright, vibrant green. I think they could look really cool in some places. They are glass and they do break with no hand, and you get them back. So 48, break it with no tool and you do get it back, which is good. So you don't need Silk Touch. So all my other stuff's over there. So let's see with the bricks what these look like. I prefer the bricks to the regular ones. I think you could create some really cool designs with these. A very, very vibrant, luminous green. Kind of reminds me of Iskalium. I think if Iskal found this block, you'd love it because it looks very much like it would fit in very well with his Iskalium theme. He used slime blocks as Iskalium. You grab a couple of slime blocks here. See what the slime blocks actually look like next to it. I think they look a bit dull compared. So this would be irradiated Iskalium, I think you'd probably say. And yes, you get these back as well. Good. Anyway, that is all we've got time for today. Thank you for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.